What's up guys, it's Goodman5000 back for another action figure review, and I got a very special announcement. It's Tobey time. We are looking at the Marvel SH Figuarts Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man from No Way Home, but this, we all know who it is. It's the OG, the original, the classic, Tobey Spider-Man in the house. So very exciting to finally have a nice Tobey figure. We are getting the Marvel Legends at some point this year as well. But really, this is the first Tobey merch since No Way Home, which is like a 2-year-old movie at this point. I don't know what's wrong with these companies, the Disney Plus wave or whatever, but we're not getting any Tobey. You know, the speed at which we get things for new movies or something like that, but No Way Home, meanwhile, has been 2 years, and we have barely scratched the surface. We've got nothing. For the packaging, SH Figuarts style, it's simple but effective. Get a window that's usually got some kind of shape to it. Graphics on the front, figure on the back, over here. Japanese all over, but he's been waiting long enough. Let's get Tobey out and take a look. And here is Tobey Spider-Man, finally out of the package. Now, for the accessories, it's the essentials. It's really nothing fantastic. So for the hands, we start out fists on the figure. You also do get some pointing fingers. Get kind of a relaxed open hand, almost a grip, but not quite. You get what looks like a thumbs up, but I think this could also be used to grip webs. You, of course, get the thwips that every Spider-Man should have, as well as the wide open, the wall crawling hand. So 6 sets of hands right there, pretty good. We're also getting a bundled up Spider-Man cowl that he's removed, and that's going to be used when you're putting on the Tobey heads. Now, these also do come with one neck that actually has some exposed flesh. And for Tobey, we got the stoic face, which I think is a much better likeness, and then we get the smiling face, which is a little bit strange looking. But still, great inclusion. Unfortunate we're not going to get those with the Andrew Garfield by the time that comes around. And then finally, we do get 2 pairs of web effects. We get a short burst, and then we get a long web that we can play around with. So let's swing back around here. I just want to take a look at Unmasked Tobe for a second. So I think this head right here, this is the one that comes with the neck by default. I think it looks really good. At every angle I see Tobey. The chin, the mouth, the eyes, everything is doing it. When we get to this version here, this is when he first removes the mask. Something happens with the eyes. I think that's throwing it off. And he's got a weird looking set of hair, but it's supposed to look like it's ruffled, like he just took the helmet off. So this one, maybe we could have done without. This is great, though. I think this is a very good option to display this figure with. I usually like displaying my Spider-Mans with the cowl, but I'm going to really have a hard time not throwing this on here. And then here we are. The figure himself, Spider-Man as we remember him and love him. You could ask me on any given day, and Spider-Man 2002 might be my favorite comic book movie. At the very least, it's in top 3. But surprisingly, I really don't have many figures, or really any, from this series. So really cool to have this, and I think there's minor differences in suit from each of the 3 movies, and then obviously this is No Way Home. In my mind, this looks the closest to Spider-Man 2, or maybe Spider-Man 3, which makes sense because it's one of the later costumes version of Old Man Tobey would be wearing. But it's the same design pretty much throughout the series, and you know, when you're watching these as a kid, or even, you know, when you first see these movies, it just looks like Spider-Man, like classic Spider-Man. Years later now, there's such iconic things about this that make this the Tobey suit. The Spider logo is different, it's pointy, it's angular, and then that silver raised webbing. Really, I think, the best looking Spider-Man suit we've ever seen. People are going to say Amazing Spider-Man 2, maybe the end of No Way Home for Tom Holland, but for me, nothing beats this. The eye shape, the silver webbing is just icing on the cake. The texture, the basketball-like texture of the suit. How did a young Tobey make this in his bedroom? Nobody will ever know, but I don't care. So enough of the gush. Let's try to get into the meat of the matter here. It's a nice matte finish for most of the figure, and then those silver highlights, it really does look nice. I don't know if that's a dry brush or what, but every single individual web line is painted, and nothing's really messy here, so really great stuff. I love the eyes, too. The silver, metallic on the eyes, the black outline. I think the shape is there. Like if you're looking at him profile, that's Tobey Spider-Man. It's not anything else. So great stuff all around. Even down the boots over here. Wow. I mean, wow. I love this design. I really don't have much else to say. Let's go look at the back. That's beautiful. I could cry right now. So that's really about it in terms of the look, the feel, and what it's making me feel. But now let's get into the articulation. For the head, we're looking up with the neck combined that much, which is decent. Down is very good. and then any kind of rotation that you need. So now here's our first kind of awkward cut. It's these butterflies, and now you need butterflies in a Spider-Man because you want him to be swinging his webs. You see that there? They kind of almost like snap back into place, but again, look right there. He can meet his hands in the middle. You could try to get him kind of above his head. See, something like that you'd want to do. He's swinging. So you got good movement there. Or he could be doing his goth dance from Spider-Man 3. So everything you want him to do. But it does kind of feel weird, first of all. And also it gaps up the shoulders in a certain way. But like right here, there's a certain resistance about it. Now I'm trying to get... Okay, so there's a swivel there. Trying to get the shoulders back into like a neutral state. You almost have to push them up like you would on a drop-down hip. So interesting there. Bicep cut. Works like it should. Double elbow. I love the Figuarts elbow because look at all that range and look how good it looks. It almost looks like how an elbow should. Not like a lot of times you see on something like a McFarlane, a very gappy, awkward elbow. Up and down hinge on the wrist, and you can rotate that and do whatever you want. Now the torso, you got ball joint and ball joint. Actually, you're going to get plastic around the torso when you take this guy out of the package. Both of those combined, going back that far. Let's combine that with the head now. So that's decent. Not the best, but most figures these days I feel like don't have a down crunch. So I'll take it. And then with the burying the chin, and again, all kinds of rotation. So you can get those swinging poses like I said. Or you can paint him like one of your French girls. Now when we get to the crotch over here, this is kind of my main gripe. And I had a similar feeling about the Venom from Let There Be Carnage. But the thing about that figure is that he's all black and blue and he's got a certain shine about him. All of those things work to hide this articulation. But on Tobey, it's lighter colors, it's right up against the red belt, and it's a matte finish. So you're seeing the gaps. And it looks like Spider-Man's wearing like a man thong, especially when you get in the back here. That's straight up cheeks right there. In the front, I don't even know what. And I will say too, the kind of cap right here, you see how loose that is right there? That's kind of strange feeling to me too. What that does allow for, however, is all the way back kick, all the way up forward, just about all the way. Yeah, you can kind of get a nice splits there. So it works, it's functional. And then see, look, we're adding a new gap here. Like, look how many gaps are here. It is in the spirit of letting this guy articulate. So whether or not that bothers you, I don't know. I'm going to have to see. I mean, I'm sure in most poses, I'm not even going to be paying attention. But on the review bench, certainly noticeable. Upper thigh cut is tight. We got a double knee that goes all the way back, pretty much. Super tight ankle here. I'm actually feeling some resistance in the toe hinge. He's looking kind of gangly. I'm going to try to get him back in position. And now let's try to do some comparison. Let's start out with the Figuarts Advanced Suit from No Way Home. This is not the new version. This is the first release. I don't think I'm going to pick up that other one. And this is pretty good. You know, you want Tom Holland to be the shorter of the group. And then we'll see once Andrew comes along. I think he's the tallest, if I remember correctly. And that's going to be a great looking trio. We can get them all posed up. But for now, we got two of them. And we're going to have to move the camera back for these next couple. Let's start with Renew Your Vows Spider-Man Marvel Legends, which is basically going to be your default Spider-Man. Most of the Spider-Mans you have are this size. So unfortunately, this guy not really going to work with the Marvel Legends scale. He's just a little bit too small. And he's even a little bit short next to the MAFEX Amazing Spider-Man. That you could kind of fudge in together. Let's actually get all three in the frame. We're kind of ascending upwards. But I feel like this might work in a Marvel Legends as like a teenage Spider-Man. But that's Tobey. You can't be throwing him in there. Now we're going to do Venoms, and let's start out with a really fun one. I dug this guy out. Spider-Man 3 Venom. Topher time. We got Topher and Tobey right here. I'll throw this in here now. First of all, Figuarts, Marvel Legends. You're making this figure already. Please repaint this and make a black and white version. Please. That might be my favorite look of anything in ever. Spider-Man 3 black suit. With that also, any of these companies out here, I got a challenge for you. Let's get a Topher Venom. And now I don't need his likeness, so you don't got to be paying those royalties. But this design of Venom, but movie accurate, more slender like Tobey, give me that too. If you want to put him with your comic figures, let's throw in 3-pack Eddie Brock. This is going to be the same scale as that animated Venom as well. There's the Marvel Legends Sony Venom right here. Love this figure. I actually think this works pretty well. But if you have a Figuarts Tobey, how could you not have the Figuarts Tom Hardy Venom? And check that out. These two looking great together. This is a crossover I would love to see. And then finally, we're still a couple of weeks out from getting that Figuarts Carnage. So here he is with the Diamond Select, who I think is actually pretty similar size, looking pretty good himself. And I don't know what this pose is, but that is going to do it for SH Figuarts. Tobey, Spider-Man, you gotta love it. Or at least I do. Very excited to have this guy. Excited for the Marvel Legends. And both companies, any companies that have any sort of affiliation with Marvel, Sony, what are you doing? We need more of this. Get on it. I want Sony, Spider-Man figures, and also just the rest of the No Way Home crew, if anything. Feels very slow, suspiciously so. Let's get on it. I'll throw this in one more time. Figuarts, please repaint this and make the black and white version. But enough of that. I'm going to end this video off. We'll take some figure photography, of course. You can check out my library of such on Instagram, scoopman_5000. You can check out my second channel. We're going to be talking Marvel and DC movies. Of course, leave a like, comment, subscribe, all that YouTube goodness. And we'll see you in the next action figure review.